Hey guys, now in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the BenQ W5800. And this is a projector, a 4K projector that would be great for a dedicated home theater. But if you have a common movie living space, guess what? This is going to work there as well. I've actually tested this out in a lit room and I was blown away on how well this performed. This also does spectacular in dark settings. Actually, that's what it's designed for. But I just love the way the projector worked in both areas. And this is because this projector has 2,600 ANSI lumens and it's laser based. So we're gonna go ahead and check out this projector. We're gonna see the performance and you'll see why I'm gushing over the BenQ W5800. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now, one of the things that BenQ is known for is pre-calibrating their projectors. And this is really important. So they provide in the box a little certificate that actually highlights that it's been pre-calibrated to give you the best, again, color accuracy movie experience. Now, think about this. Have you ever gone to a big box at, say, electronics store, looked at a TV, and it looks spectacular on the wall? And when you take it home, it doesn't look that great. And it's because the TVs at the big box electronics store were calibrated. They were calibrated in the store and yours wasn't. You don't have to worry about that with the BenQ W5800 because it comes pre-calibrated out of the box. Now, you can tinker, you can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the different colors, you can do a lot of stuff with it, but you're gonna get great calibration and BenQ has fantastic color science. Now, we talked about the brightness, 2,600 ANSI lumen. This is a really bright blue laser. So this is a laser-based projector. And the size of the screen is pretty spectacular as well. You're looking at anywhere from 60 inches all the way up to 200-inch screen. That's big. And if you're wondering, how big of a room do I need in order to be able to get this type of screen? Well, you really don't need that big of a room. Literally, with 9.1 feet, you can get up to 160 inches. You're going to see in my setup, I'm looking at around 120 inches, and I had to kind of tighten it in because it was just too big. It was like filling up the entire wall. Now, this is a true 4K UHD projector with 8.3 million pixels. And again, it's using BenQ's cinematic color technology for 100% DCI-P3, which is, an industry standard for wide color. This is one of the best viewing experiences that you're gonna get in a projector. And as we mentioned, one of the benefits that you'll have with this projector is, again, that pre-calibration, which is gonna give you 100% 709 color accuracy. All these technical words just, again, mean that it's gonna look fantastic as soon as you power it up. Now, it does have enhanced dynamic contrast and local contrast enhancing via HDR Pro technology. So what does that translate to? Well, that translates to scenes as you're watching movies. And have you ever seen a movie where it's too dark and you're trying to see what's going on in the movie? Well, because of the enhanced, again, this dark contrast enhancer, and then also the enhanced dynamic contrast, basically what you're going to be able to see is, again, enjoy those dark scenes, but not sacrificing the content that you're trying to see. So you get this really great viewing experience even in the dark scenes. Now, it also has HDR10 Plus support. And one of the things that I found is when you're setting up a projector, you never have the perfect room. So having a projector that is going to adjust itself, that's going to allow you to get some flexibility without compromising on the image is fantastic. So this projector basically has lens shifting. So it's able to take the image. So let's say if it's sitting too low, it's able to shift the image up so that you can maintain the best image quality. Now, the cool thing about this is that this is not keystoning, right? Where the keystoning is where it's kind of like doing one of these things, right? It's not doing that. Anytime you do a lot of adjustment, keystoning and other adjustments, you're basically not going to get the best quality. You sacrifice something. In this case, all you're doing is shifting the image up. And literally in my scenario, I had to shift it up a little bit because of where it was sitting. And I was just amazed at how much the shifting was because you may need to shift it up or you may need to shift it down. So the lens has a lot of flexibility without sacrificing video quality. Now, from a connectivity perspective, they have you covered. You have HDMI ports. You have 2 of them. You also have eARC support. You also then have a LAN connection if you want to hardwire this thing to it. I'm a Wi-Fi guy. And also you have 3D syncing capabilities. You have two USB-A ports that are going to be used for various things. One of them can be used for powering a device. So let's say, for example, you're connecting a 4K streaming stick and you want to power it. You can actually power it as well as view. Also, what you could do is actually use one of those USBs as a media reader. So if you have some content that you have on your stick and you want to be able to see that, you'll be able to do that as well. So there's a lot of optionality here in addition to optical out. Again, that eARC is going to allow you to, again, pump your audio out. And that's something that I would recommend. I have a surround sound system in my home, and that's kind of like my preferred way to do it. If you don't have one, I would highly recommend that you consider one because it's going to transform, again, that movie experience. Now let's take a closer look at the projector. You'll see it in action. We're going to see it in two settings. We're going to see it in day settings so that you can get a sense of, let's say if you have the lights on in your dedicated theater, or maybe you have a room that's serving both as your theater room and also as a common living space. So you'll see what this looks like. And again, remember, this projector can be mounted on the ceiling or it can be mounted in the back, but I prefer it in the ceiling because you don't want anybody walking in front of it. Depending on your setting, you'll be able to adjust it again because of that lens shifting technology that it has. So let's check it out. We'll see it play. And we'll also check some of the menus so that you can see some of the adjustments that you can go through. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the menu options that you have here in this projector. So we're going to go ahead and choose menu. And a couple things you can see here. First of all, really love the simple menu. So this is the basic menu, but for the most part, most of the control settings that you would access for typical use would just be found here. So let's take a look at what's going on here in picture. Now, again, here you can modify the picture mode, and you could go from bright cinema, filmmaker mode, cinema, or you can have a user setting that you can modify and save the setting as you'd like it. Now, one of the things I really like about the filmmaker mode, as we were talking about in the specs, the filmmaker mode really gives you a view so that you can watch the movies the way the filmmaker intended it to be. So color settings, color profiles, everything are going to be just as intended to get the best out of that viewing experience. So we're going to go ahead and hit back. And you do have image adjustment here, right? So you could do your 2D keystone. You do have your corner fix, which I've already done on this one, so you see there's no change here. Lens control. This is a really cool feature. I wanted to show you this. So with the lens control, you have the ability not only to do focus and zoom, but you also have the ability to do the lens shift. Now, I have a massive light source behind me, and I just wanted to show you how bright this projector is. I'm going to bring my hand in so you can see how bright, right? So this is bright, right? But you could see how great this image looks. Now, pure black or dark room, this is going to look even better. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the lens shift. I just want to show you how cool this is. So with the lens shift, what you can do is do this. Check that out. This goes up, goes down, right? And you could basically adjust it to fit your screen perfectly. That's a 123-inch screen. I am not even 9 feet away, but I'm getting the type of image I want, and you can see how well it connects to all my points. So the lens shift is a really cool feature that, you know, typically what you would do is you'd raise the legs of the actual projector, which I have done slightly, but I didn't have it in an extreme pitch, and I was able to do the lens shift to just get things looking the way I want them to. So pretty awesome. Over here, we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and go into the audio so you can see the audio. Again, there's a lot of configuration options that you can go through with the projector. And again, here are your audio output functions. And one of the things I'll mention again is this projector, I'm running it as intended directly from BenQ. I've not made any modifications to the settings, and I want to show you some of the video playback. All right, guys, so this is a series of video tests that I typically run, and just to showcase the overall performance of the projector. Quality here is spectacular. You can see how vivid the colors are, how bright the reds are, how, again, just everything blends in so nicely when you go into the, again, the dark scenes as you see here. Everything just pops. And once again, I have to highlight the fact that, check this out. Check how bright this room is. If I turn off the lights completely, you're going to be able to see this will become even richer and darker. And we actually shot this same video, but did it with the lights off. And you can see how well this looks. Now, over here, you can see, again, just all of the detail that's coming through. This is being played back at 4K. And again, just absolutely think that this is a great home cinema solution for anyone who's looking to really either begin their home cinema or upgrade their home cinema. Just the overall quality that you're going to get from this projector is pretty spectacular. So we're going to move over to some high color areas, and this is one of the favorite shots that I have here because it really showcases a lot of the colors in nature, right? So take a look at these shots. And we are massive coffee drinkers, so coffee beans are a must in any of our video tests. Now, the last thing I want you to see is how deep the blacks are here. And again, putting my hand here on camera so you can see, it is still pretty bright behind me, but look how great this color looks, or at least how well the detail you see here is showing up. So once again, I have to highlight that here's my hand. You can see that it's still pretty bright, and you can see the overall darkness or how rich those blacks are. Now, you also have a fantastic remote here. So take a look at this remote. Let me go ahead and switch the focus a bit. So here you can look at this remote. Really, really premium feeling remote with all the controls that you're going to need to be able to, again, control your projector. And the nice thing about this remote as well is that it is lit too. So as you start using it in dark areas, you're definitely going to be able to see which buttons you have to press because they all light up. Now, this projector does have a larger footprint, and you can see it has a real nice grill here in the front, has a series of LEDs that are going to give you the status of the projector when it's engaged and powered. You do have a recessed lens, which is very large and is not going to have any kind of like back flare to it, which is really nice. A sensor over here as well. And then it does have some controls in the back. Let's check them out. Now, you'll notice here right next to the LAN connection, you do have some control options, which is really good in the event that you don't have the remote handy and you want to make some adjustments. But keep in mind that many of you are either going to have this mounted on the ceiling, mounted in the back. So I don't see you using this much, but it's good to have this option. You can see you have your power, your menu, your source back button, and then your navigational keys as well. Now, for those of you who may not be mounting this projector, you'll notice that there are some adjustment feet on each side. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.